Hello, friends. We all know Adolf Hitler. Some people believe he was a bad person, but others say he was a good person. Let's leave all those thoughts aside and just imagine what would happen if Adolf were in 2025. Today, we are going to explore how his existence could impact the world in both positive and negative ways. Before starting the video, I need to inform you that this is a hypothetical discussion. The points I'm going to share are based on certain resources. Please forgive me if anyone feels offended. Chapter 1. Clashing with Global Organizations. If Adolf were in 2025, his interaction with global organizations and institutions would likely be contentious and disruptive. His authoritarian policies and ultranationalist ideology would directly clash with the principles of the United Nations, which promotes human rights, peace, and international cooperation. Adolf might challenge the legitimacy of such organizations, accuse them of undermining national sovereignty, and possibly withdraw from memberships, reminiscent of his actions with the League of Nations in the 1930s. His military ambitions would also put him at odds with NATO, which could impose sanctions, increase troop deployments near his borders, and issue warnings against his aggressive moves. On global health initiatives, his administration might prioritize nationalistic medical programs, ignoring international efforts and potentially hindering global collaboration. When it comes to climate change, Adolf might dismiss environmental initiatives as distractions from his nationalist agenda, bringing him into conflict with organizations like Greenpeace or the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Chapter 2. Nations that might benefit. In this hypothetical scenario, certain autocratic regimes might benefit from aligning with Adolf's policies. These nations could gain military support, trade agreements, or political backing. Countries exporting raw materials, energy resources, or advanced technologies might secure lucrative deals under his terms. Major powers like China and Russia could use his presence to divert global attention from their own activities. Countries in Africa or South America might see infrastructure investments or trade benefits as part of broader diplomatic strategies. Meanwhile, democratic nations like India and Brazil could capitalize on global opposition to Adolf, positioning themselves as leaders of the global South. Chapter 3. Countries at risk. Adolf's expansionist policies would pose immediate risks to neighboring nations like Poland, Austria, and the Czech Republic. Historically adversarial nations such as the United Kingdom and France might face renewed political and military confrontation. The United States, as a global advocate for democracy, could become a key target of propaganda, cyber attacks, or indirect aggression. Israel and nations with significant Jewish populations would face heightened threats given Adolf's history of anti-Semitism. Liberal democracies in Scandinavia, such as Norway and Sweden, might become targets for ideological clashes. Even modern Germany, with its strong democratic framework and anti-fascist stance, would likely face internal and external threats. Resource-rich nations in the Middle East and strategic regions like Ukraine and the Baltic states could become targets for exploitation and hybrid warfare. Chapter 4. Technological Transformations. Adolf's regime in 2025 would heavily invest in advanced technologies for military and surveillance purposes. This could include autonomous drones, robots, and tools for hacking and espionage. Space militarization through satellite-based weaponry might become a priority, along with the use of deepfake technology to influence perceptions and spread misinformation. AI would play a central role in governance, propaganda, and warfare, while unethical medical experiments might emerge, echoing historical atrocities. Chapter 5. Military and Defense Changes. Adolf's focus on military expansion would lead to the implementation of extensive youth programs designed to train and prepare future generations as a formidable military force. Nuclear weapons would be upgraded for deterrence and potential conflicts, while military space programs would aim to dominate satellite communications and surveillance. Border security would be tightened with advanced surveillance systems and troop deployments. Furthermore, alliances would be formed through coercion or strategic benefits, enhancing his regime's military influence. Chapter 6. Economic Dynamics. The global economy would undergo a dramatic shift under Adolf's presence in 2025. Heavy government spending on defense and weapons manufacturing might create a wartime economy redirecting resources from civilian sectors like education and healthcare. Nations could devalue their currencies to compete, leading to economic instability, and the stock market might experience severe volatility. In response, investors might turn to safe havens like gold or cryptocurrencies. Meanwhile, the black market could thrive, facilitating illicit trade in weapons, technology, and critical resources. Chapter 7. Social and Cultural Effects. Social and cultural impacts under Adolf's regime would be divisive and oppressive. Extreme nationalism would target minorities, suppress diversity, and promote propaganda while silencing free speech. Education would become a tool for spreading ideology, stifling creativity and critical thinking. Gender rights would face severe restrictions, enforcing traditional roles and undermining progress. Globally, nations opposing Adolf's ideology would strengthen their commitment to inclusion and human rights, while underground movements and cultural expressions would resist suppression. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. See you in the next video.